In the middle of the 19th century, America was a land of hope and hunger. The streets of Cleveland, Ohio, were filled with the smell of coal smoke, the sound of train whistles, and the dreams of men who wanted more than they were born with. Among them was a young boy named John Davison Rockefeller. John was not born rich. His father, William Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman with a mysterious life. His mother, Eliza, was strong, strict, and deeply religious. From her, John learned discipline and the belief that hard work was a duty, not a choice. As a boy, John sold candy, raised turkeys, and lent money to his classmates, always asking for interest. "A deal is a deal," he would say, even at the age of 12. Numbers came naturally to him. Money was not just coins and bills. It was a way to measure responsibility. When he was 16, John got his first real job as an assistant bookkeeper. He earned 50 cents a day. Every evening, he walked home with tired legs but a sharp mind, thinking about the numbers he had written in the ledger. "If I save and invest," he thought, "I can build something that lasts." In 1859, something happened that changed America forever. Oil was discovered in Pennsylvania. Thick, black, and sticky, it was called rock oil. At first, it was just for lamps, but soon people realized it could power machines and change the world. John saw an opportunity. While others rushed to drill wells, he focused on refining, turning crude oil into kerosene. He believed the money was not in finding oil, but in making it useful. With his partner, Samuel Andrews, he built a refinery in Cleveland. They worked day and night, cutting costs, improving quality, and reinvesting profits. John's company grew fast. He believed in efficiency. If a barrel of oil could be shipped for 2 cents less, he would find a way. If waste could be turned into profit, he would do it. Soon, he created Standard Oil, a name that would become known across the world. Standard Oil became a giant. By the 1880s, it controlled about 90% of the oil refined in the United States. John D. Rockefeller became the richest man in America. People called him the Oil King, but not everyone admired him. Some said he crushed competitors, made secret deals with railroads, and built a monopoly. Newspapers painted him as cold and ruthless. When asked about it, John would smile faintly and say, "I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity." He believed that business was war, and he intended to win. But as he grew older, John began to think about something else: legacy. "A man's fortune," he once said, "is of no value unless it is used for the benefit of the community." He began giving away money, first quietly, then openly. He funded schools, libraries, and medical research. His donations helped create the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Foundation, which would fight disease and poverty around the world. John D. Rockefeller lived to be 97 years old. When he died in 1937, he had given away more than $500 million, an amount so huge at the time that it seemed almost unreal. But the Rockefeller story did not end there. His son, John D. Rockefeller Jr., took the family's wealth and influence into a new direction. He was less aggressive in business, more focused on public service. He built Rockefeller Center in New York City, a place of art, commerce, and culture. The next generations, Nelson, Lawrence, Winthrop, David, and John III, carried the name into politics, banking, conservation, and philanthropy. Nelson Rockefeller became governor of New York and vice president of the United States. David Rockefeller became one of the most respected bankers in the world, leading Chase Manhattan Bank and meeting world leaders from Moscow to Tokyo. Yet, through all the wealth and power. The family kept a belief that began with John D. Rockefeller's mother, that money is a tool, not the purpose of life. In private letters, they often reminded each other of a simple truth, that their name meant nothing without service. Today, the Rockefeller name is still linked to business and philanthropy. The family no longer controls the oil empire that started it all, but their foundations continue to fund education, environmental protection, and global health. The story of the Rockefellers is the story of ambition, discipline, controversy, and generosity. It is a reminder that even the greatest fortunes are judged not by how they are made, but by how they are used. And in the quiet halls of history, the voice of John D. Rockefeller still seems to whisper, "Do not be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. And remember, the most important fortune is the one you give away."